Rusty DJ skills, man. I retired. Give me a break. Hey! 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 Run It Back Nation, what is good? It is your boy, DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys,
no intros. Yeah.
I forgot to hit the button a second time. What's going on, everybody? Hit the like button, man. 157 people in here. Please close out the chat and hit the like. That is how you get this stream to go through the YouTube algorithm and get out there to more people. Because that's the only... They try all these different things. There's so many equations in the algorithm. No, it's just, bro, the thing says, hey, people like this video. We should show it to more people. And then they show it to more people. That's it. Don't forget, if you enjoy these shows almost every single day, it's free. It's free for you to watch. The only thing me, the creator, asks for giving you this free show is to hit the like button. That's it. And subscribe to the channel. If you watch these and you're not subscribed, that's just rude, bro. Rude, man. Check out runnitbackphillyshop.com. The brand new Joel Embiid MVP t-shirt is in the building. We got the No Frauds, No Fanboys, No Intros t-shirt in the building. We got hats, snapbacks, beanies, hoodies, everything in there. Runnitbackphillyshop.com. And let's drop the T. Drop the T. Drop the T. Yeah. I see some of you guys being negative in the chat, bro. Come on, man. Enjoy. Just enjoy yourself once in a while, dude. Oh, my God. The Sixers squeak out a win down 2-1 in a tough playoff series. They squeak out a win in overtime. And you're telling me look at Skip Bayless's tweet because he's predicting that the Sixers lose the series? Come on, bro. Just enjoy yourself sometimes. The tea is good, man. Is good. Anyway, shout out to everybody in here. Bubba445, Mike Meadows, Vanilla511, El Copic, Sean Churn, Magic Tricks, Carlos Rosado Crawley, Chiquita, Sean, already said that, John Payne, L, Nathan, American Tarmacker, Jake Firestone. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. Shout out to Martin Santiago. You see him right there on the bottom right of the screen. Top super chatter of the month. That's my top supporter. He's been the top supporter of this channel for a long time. He's a great guy. One time, he sent me a photo of him in military training, watching one of my videos on a phone in a bunker with like weapons all over the place. So shout out to Martin, man, for always showing love and always supporting the channel. And shout out to everybody else that supports the channel. Run It Back Queen is in the building. A is in the building. Nick Marchetti is in the building. Lance Jones. We set another record last night on Playback TV, playback.tv/runitbackphilly for viewership. And it's because this right now is a roller coaster. It's an absolute roller coaster from one day to the next. You don't know what to expect with the Sixers in the playoffs. We knew this series was what it was going to come down to. We were watching the whole season, and we just knew, we're going to have to face the Boston Celtics. We're going to have to face the Boston Celtics. You can win 65 games in a season. You could go 72-10. You're going to have to face the Boston Celtics. Just is what it is. And it's been nothing short of as dramatic as we expected it to be. So it's a roller coaster. Now, here's where I want to start. Do I overreact to bad losses? Yes. Yes, I do. I do overreact to bad losses. And I need you to remember this for the people that are new here, for the people that don't understand why my YouTube videos and opinions seem a little bit bipolar. The videos that I post directly after a game are not me. They do not represent me. The opinions in those videos are not my opinions. It is literally a different person. I just sat through hell for 3 hours. My logics in my brain, my emotions, everything went like this and 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 like this. And then I make a video trying to tell you my opinion. It's a different me, all right? That's why I like to do these shows the next day also, where I slept on it. I woke up, I drank some coffee, I rewatched the condensed version of the game, I gathered my thoughts, and I can give you like the analytical version of me, okay? But right after the game, not me. Emotional version of me, all right? You just got to do it. Choose which one you want to watch. You want the analytical version? Wait till 12 o'clock the next day. You want the emotional version? Watch the video right after the game. It is what it is. I just wanted to say that. But do I overreact? Yes, I do. And I need to start to follow my own advice. Because after game 2 of this series, I told everybody to not be a prisoner of the moment. Because I was still happy about what happened in game 1. Game 2 happened, was the polar opposite of game 1. And I said, don't be a prisoner of the moment. Every single game in the series is going to be different. Don't think you watched one game and that's what the team's going to look like every game of the series. Game 1, Harden drops 45. The Sixers beat the Celtics, and people are saying, we're going to sweep the Boston Celtics. And I was called, stop it. Game 2 happens. Everything looks bad. Joel comes back. People, we're better without him, blah, blah, blah. Harden looked the exact opposite of what he looked like in game 1. People are saying, we suck, we're done. And I said, don't be a prisoner of the moment. What happened was 2 terrible games in a row. Then I started to say, all right, game 1 was an anomaly. Game 2 and 3 is what this team really looks like. And then I became a prisoner of the moment. And that's what happened. Okay? So I need to take my own advice. But I will say this. James Harden convinced me in game 2 and 3 that he was completely washed and that game 1 was an anomaly, and I just didn't see it. There's no way I saw him dropping another 40-plus point game to lead this team to victory in a playoff series, and he did it. He proved me wrong. All of the Harden super fans that were in the chat and in the comments all the time telling me to shut up, telling me, you're too negative, you don't believe, what about Embiid, what about Maxi, what about this, what about that? You were right that he still had the ability to do what he did in game 1 in game 4. But that doesn't mean he wasn't 5 for 28 in 2 straight games, all right? So just like I said, pump the brakes after game 1 and game 2, we're going to pump the brakes after game 4. James Harden saved this game several times. James Harden was a superstar in this game. But we're going to need that to continue. We're just going to need that to continue. That's why we have this little level of nervousness, because you know that your superstars, Joel Embiid and James Harden, have to show up and be their best for you to beat this Boston Celtics team. Because look at it. Jason Tatum was horrendous. Jaylen Brown had a disappearing act. And they still sent it to overtime. If our 2 superstars don't show up, we're getting smoked. Sixers, top heavy. Celtics, deep. Doesn't mean we can't beat them, but they just have the luxury of relying a little bit more on some other guys when their main guys aren't showing up. The Sixers haven't really showed anybody that anybody else can do anything, and we need James Harden and Joel Embiid to be Superman. So they did it again. I'm happy they did it again. We'll see if it continues. Hey, what's up, my man? As always, thanks for being a supporter of the channel. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for super chatting. I always had faith in James Harden, never a doubt. Yeah, I'm sure you did, buddy. I'm sure you did. What else we got? Jerry HSU, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. Jerry's a little bit negative, as we can tell here. It's a lucky win. The defense totally collapsed in the fourth quarter. The whole offense has to play better. More movement, more players involved. There's several. Jerry, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the comment. And thanks for the, there's different levels to this comment, okay? It's not a lucky win. It's a win. You're playing maybe the best, deepest, most complete team in the NBA. A lucky win is when they blow the lead against the Houston Rockets on a Monday night in December, and they sneak out a win on a last-second tip-in to win by 1 point. That's playing down to competition and barely sneaking out a win. You're playing the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. It's not going to be pretty. They made a serious run in the fourth quarter. I agree. Joel Embiid was getting his ass kicked by Al Horford in the fourth quarter. James Harden stepped up and won the game. There was a lot of bad parts of it. There was a lot of bad parts of the Celtics also. It's a playoff series. In these moments, when you're playing the Celtics in the playoffs, a win. I always say I hate when people say a win is a win, when it's the Detroit Pistons or when it's the San Antonio Spurs or when it's the Houston Rockets or whoever in the regular season. A win is a win in the playoffs. It doesn't matter how you get it done. Get it done. I understand, you being having your reservations about Game 5, Game 6, possibly Game 7. And if the Sixers don't win the series, they don't win the series. But a win is a win. I'm not going to call beating the Boston Celtics in overtime in the playoffs a lucky win. The whole offense needs to play better, more movement, more players involved. I just have news for you, Jerry. That's just not going to happen. This team is not deep. It's top heavy. You need James Harden and Joel Embiid to take you to the promised land. That's just the truth of the matter. That's just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. 74U, what I don't get is why we let JoJo play ISO ball down the stretch, keep running pick and roll. That's what got us a lead. I mean, there was a lot of ISO in the game that he dominated. You know, he was cooking Al Horford the first 3 quarters. He was cooking Grant Williams, Robert Williams, anybody that tried to guard him one-on-one in the first 3 quarters. I just think that I'm not saying it wasn't a good decision, or I'm not saying it wasn't a bad decision. I'm not saying it was a good decision. Joel came back in the game early. 9 minutes left in the fourth. He was already winded. He's already still not 100% in his conditioning form because of sitting for 14 days with the knee. So you bring him back in with 9 minutes left. Yeah, I probably agree that he should not have been your main focus of offense in that fourth quarter. And he was, and Al Horford was bitch slapping him the entire fourth, and James Harden, they had to switch it up, and James had to save the day. So I agree with you. But it's Joel Embiid. He's your MVP, and he's what you're going to go to. He's what you're going to go to. The Chicago Bulls, it didn't matter if Scottie Pippen was having a great game, Steve Kerr was 5 for 5 from 3. It didn't matter. Michael Jordan was getting the ball in crunch time. It didn't matter if he was 0 for 20. Just the way it is. You know what I mean? But I like the fact that they adjusted when it wasn't working, and you finally, at least 2 out of these 4 games, you now have a player who maybe when little baby comes and cheers for him, or maybe when he gets enough rest the night before, you now have a player who can step up and help out. This is the first time, and people always tell me, when's Joel Embiid going to get it done? You know, he doesn't have, when are people going to start saying this about him? He never led a team past the second round. Everybody needs a team. Everybody needs a teammate. Everybody needs a sidekick. This is the first time in Joel Embiid's career that a teammate dropped 40 points in a playoff game. This is what we've been saying for so long. He can only do so much. If everybody else is stinking up the joint and can't help out, they can double, triple him. And that's what they started doing towards the end of the game also. They started doubling and making him kick out the ball, and somebody else beat them. And it was this version of James Harden. Now, James Harden, you never know what you're going to get. James Harden's like, what the Forrest Gump reference. You know what I mean? James Harden's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Scott Sorkin, Doc played the starters way too long. Yeah, I think the bench was getting their asses kicked. I think Paul Reed was playing terrible defense when he was in the fourth quarter, and Doc, went to panic mode and put PJ Tucker at center for a couple of minutes, and then said, "Screw it, I got to bring Joel Embiid back in." I mean, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. My guy DVW Sixers showed us they're a different team than previous years. Doc's lineup at the start of the fourth killed us. Embiid was tired in the fourth. Good win though, gritty. Sixers showed us they're a different team than previous years. Doc's lineup at the start of the fourth killed us. Embiid was tired in the fourth. Good win, though. Yeah, I think his lineup at the end of the third into the fourth was the same one he kind of always goes with, but it wasn't going good. And like I just said, man, he had to go panic mode, and he had to bring Embiid back in 9 minutes with 9 minutes left. And, Embiid was already winded. And I said when he came back in, I was like, if he's coming in with 9 minutes left, we're screwed. Is that too much? Is that too many straight minutes for him to play when he's already winded and he's not really back to 100% of himself? But there's nothing you can do. It's the playoffs. We got to do it. Allen Iverson used to play 48 straight minutes in the playoffs. He didn't even sit on the bench for 30 seconds. It's the playoffs, baby. It's time. It's the best of the best. Let's go. Drew, JoJo needs to not handle the ball outside the paint. We've been saying that, for a long time. It's you live with the good and the bad, You got a 7-footer that can score the way that he can score in ISO situations. It's going to come with turnovers. It's going to come with bad plays with him dribbling the ball outside the perimeter, but when he's great, he's the best in the game. You know what I mean? I can't say much negative about Joel in this game after the knee injury. Didn't look like himself coming back the first game. Second game looked a little better conditioned. Last night, aside from getting his ass kicked by Al Horford in the fourth quarter, he looked like he's back to MVP form, and I'm happy about it because how you're going to win this series is Joel Embiid being healthy and James Harden being well rested. That's just it. That's just it, man. That's just it. Let me say what I want to say, man. Let me say what I want to say. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel, but let me say what I want to say. All right? James Harden is like... James Harden's like this relationship I had one time. All right? This person was the most bipolar person I had ever met in my entire life, and I didn't know it at first. And one day, it was all right. And the next day, it was angry, violent, screaming, throwing, smashing plates in the kitchen, ripping things off the walls. And there was no gray area. It was either good or it was the worst situation of all time. What a terrible analogy. But James Harden is either superstar James Harden, or he's the most washed version of himself ever on a nightly basis. He either looks like 27-year-old Houston Harden, or he looks like he's 57 years old in a YMCA. There is no gray area. I don't know what happened in game 2 and 3. I hope it doesn't happen again. I don't need him to drop 45. Like I said, we just need that good performance at 25 and 10. You're not going to get 40 every game from Harden. If he does that, again, I'll be proven wrong once again, and I'll shut up. But it's insanely bipolar right now. You don't know what you're going to get from one game to the next. Game 1, we got the MVP version of James Harden. We got the superstar version. Game 2 and 3, we got, oh my God, he looked like he should have retired at halftime. Game 4, we get superstar James Harden again. I don't know how to explain it. But I did have somebody in the playback stream comment that James Harden has a clone who's not good at basketball. When James Harden wants to go to Vegas or wherever and party for a couple of days, he sends in the clone. He sent in the clone for 2 days, for 2 games. The clone was absolutely terrible, and then James Harden came back. That sounds true. That sounds true to me. That sounds like what happened, honestly. What James Harden did in the game that I think he didn't do in game 2 or 3 is, number one, the mid-range jump shot. I was saying that about game 1, because he was struggling in the Brooklyn series, and I said he needs to get back to that mid-range jump shot. What does your coach teach you when you go out and warm up for a basketball game? You don't start out chucking threes. You don't start out shooting the ball from half court. Well, some of these kids do these days because they all watch Steph Curry and they think they're going to be that, but nobody's going to be that ever again because he's once in a lifetime. We got to get back to fundamentals. You go out on the court and you start shooting the ball 2 feet in front of the rim. And then you back up. Then you shoot the ball 7 feet in front of the rim. You get the rhythm down. You watch the ball go through the hoop. You get the rhythm down. It's all timing. It's all rhythm. Then you back up to the free throw line. Then you do the left side, the right side. Then you back up to the three-point line. You know what I mean? So I think James Harden plays a lot better when in the beginning of the game, he's getting into that mid-range jumper and he sees it go in a couple times and he gets the rhythm of the shot down and then he backs up and starts knocking down those threes. I really think that's it, especially with the fact that his game today has, or maybe it always has been, either a three-point shot or a drive all the way to the basket. His driving all the way to the basket hasn't been great lately. He's not finishing at the rim like he did in his younger days. So he's implementing a mid-range game, and I like it. And I think that's definitely one of the things that he did, in game 1 and in game 4. He scored 11 straight points at the end of the second quarter. The Celtics went up 5 in the fourth, and Harden came back down and hit another mid-range. He hit the floater to send it into overtime, and then he gets a 3 in the corner to win the game, and he hits it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm absolutely astonished that you can look that way for 2 games and then come back and drop 40 plus again and hit another game winner in the playoffs. So, I mean, we're going to need it more. But I said it was a legacy game for him. I said it was a game where James Harden was either going to prove that he can still contribute to a team winning in the playoffs, or he's on his way out. And he did it. You know what I mean? He did it. Mr. Rudy, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. DJ, we got to talk about the folding of Tyrese Maxey. Derek White might be the Maxey stopper. Show up, man. Yeah, again, the team's top heavy. It is what it is. Like I said yesterday, if you're relying on Tyrese Maxey to lead you to victory in a big-time playoff series, that's like me being on a road trip, driving for 9 hours straight, being tired, my eyes are low, and I don't have a co-pilot, and I look in the back seat and expect my 8-year-old to drive the car. You need the co-pilot. Joel Embiid needs the co-pilot. That's James Harden. You can't expect 22-year-old Tyrese Maxey, who was taken at the end of the first round. He wasn't a star coming out of college. He wasn't expected to be this leader that's going to take your team somewhere at a young age. Steph Curry averaged 14 points per game in his 3rd season. James Harden averaged 17 points per game in his 3rd season. Tyrese Maxey averaged 20 points per game in his 3rd season. Yes, he's consistently fading in the playoffs. It's a confidence thing. It's a maturity thing. He's 22. But we can't jump ship and say that Maxey can't be great when he's 25, 26, 27. NBA players aren't superstars at 22. There's very few of them. LeBron James. Name another one that led a team to the NBA Finals at 21 or 22 years old. There's not many. But I mean, it would be nice if he had a great game. He hasn't had great games so far. PJ Tucker saved the day with that and one at the end of the game. He hit a 3 on his birthday. Just shoot the damn ball. Yeah, just shoot the damn ball, PJ. Just shoot the damn ball. He was shooting the ball in this game. And even the broadcast, even Doris Burke was saying PJ Tucker's not reluctant to shoot the ball. Or Kevin Harlan said, I don't remember which one, but they said PJ's not reluctant to shoot the ball tonight. We just need you to shoot it because you have to spread the floor. And I think the Sixers watched film like they said they were going to do, and probably in one of the situations, they showed a screenshot of PJ Tucker being more wide open than Ben Simmons, and they said, why aren't you shooting this? It doesn't matter if you go 0 for 5. We need you to shoot it to keep the defense honest, to continue to have space in the paint for Joel Embiid and James Harden. We just need you to shoot the ball. And he missed a couple, and he made a couple. That's all you can ask is for him to shoot the ball, man. Connor Murphy, Joel should hook shot on Horford Lopez style. Maxey can't drive to the basket with Williams waiting to block. He also never kicks out for an open 3. I think Joel tried to hook shot on Horford and got blocked a couple times. I mean, Horford's just, Horford's the best defender on Joel his entire career. He has the size. He has the intelligence, the defensive intelligence. He knows how to play defense on Joel Embiid. I think really the only success Joel had on Horford is shooting jump shots, is facing up and shooting jump shots. A couple times he drove past him, but Horford actually blocked a jump shot in the 4th quarter from Joel. Listen, it's Al Horford, man. It's going to be a battle. Joel's going to have good times. He's going to have bad times. But, I can't complain about it too much. Martin Santiago, thanks for the shout-out in that story, brother. Always appreciate the content. RB and Broads back to the show. My guy. Thanks for the support, my dude. Always, 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 always. What else do I got? Don't forget that the Boston Celtics shot terribly. Jason Tatum started the game 0 for 8. Marcus Smart had a wide open 3 to win the game. Missed it. Malcolm Brogdon had a couple of floaters in the 4th that he hit those first 3 games. Missed it. And I knew they weren't going to shoot like that forever. And thankfully, they finally started missing some shots. But I still think we got to play better defense. I still think we got to play better perimeter defense. There was a lot of wide open shots that they did make. And Jaylen Brown had a disappearing act. What did he have? 0 field goal attempts in overtime. He had 12 points in the first 5 minutes of the game and then completely disappeared. That might be a testament to the defense that we played on him. But the Celtics are deep. They had bad performances from both of their superstars, and they still sent it to overtime. We need great performances from both of our superstars, or somebody else needs to step up. The rebounding margin was even for the first time this series. This is the first game in this series we didn't get beat on the boards. So there was effort. They were boxing out. They were trying to stick to the fundamentals. They looked a lot more focused and a lot more, just focusing on the intent, the fundamentals of the game. And, it came out in the stat sheet. They finally didn't get out rebounded. Joel Embiid's looking more and more like himself. And I'm happy about that because I was saying, obviously, if Joel's injured and the Sixers lose because he's injured, how many more seasons can you do this? And he came back from the knee. He didn't look good when he came back. He didn't look, he was just tired, And if you go sit for 2 weeks and then go try to play a full court basketball game, you're going to have trouble. But a 7-footer a giant like that, he gets out of shape quick and he has to quickly get back in shape. And every single game now, he's looking better and better and better and better and better. People that are saying we're better without Embiid, just because we won game 1 without him. Here's what they say. They say we're the team's worse with Embiid on the floor. The ball doesn't move. We're too slow. There's no space in the paint. All the Harden super fans were telling me that the reason Harden was bad in game 2 and game 3 was because Joel Embiid's on the floor and there's no space in the paint for him. But it's not true. Did you really watch the game? James was missing wide open layups and floaters left and right. And now he drops 42 in a game with Joel Embiid on the floor. So please feel free to explain yourselves. You want to come at me in the comments for 3 days in a row. Now it's time for you to explain. How did James score 42 with Joel on the floor? Huh? Tell me. Credit to Doc Rivers, because I've been saying, and the Sixers are way better with Joel Embiid on the floor. Like, stop it. Knock it off. He's the MVP of the NBA. He anchors the defense, and he brings so much attention on the offensive side of the ball, it makes everybody's job easier. The Sixers just need to shoot the damn ball when he kicks it out. That's what needs to happen. There's no reason for this team to be 14th in the NBA in three-pointers attempted. They should be top 5 because they should get the ball to Joel. He should make a quick decision, either one-on-one or when the double comes, he kicks it and somebody shoots a wide-open 3. That's the idea. They're way better with Joel Embiid on the floor. It's tough to play without him and then try to acclimate and bring him back and then play the right way. So I will say it probably took them 2 games when he came back to figure it out. But last night, they did exactly what we were saying they should do, which is they should try to keep up the pace. They should try to run the game from the perimeter. It's a guards league. Guards are winning in the NBA. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., James Harden, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Guards are winning. So you need to figure out a way to run the game from the perimeter, keep up the pace, don't let the other team shoot 51 threes and you're shooting 27. You're just going to lose like that, straight up. So you got to keep up the pace. You got to get the three-pointer attempts up, but you got to work Joel Embiid into the offense at the same time. And I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do. I thought last night they did that wonderfully. And that's a shout out to Doc Rivers. That's an absolute shout out to Doc Rivers for that. Because if there's, as much as he's stubborn, his lineups, players that he falls in love with and plays, even if they're a minus 79 for an entire month, there's things that Doc Rivers does as an experienced X and O's coach that Brett Brown just didn't have. There's things that I absolutely cannot stand about Doc Rivers, but things like last night, the way that they ran the offense and implemented Joel at the same time was perfect. So shout out to Doc Rivers for that. Yeah, Joel, you can't dump the ball to Joel every play and let him take 20 seconds off the shot clock for a 2-point attempt. You just can't play the game in 2023 like that. That's what we did in game 2 and game 3. That's what we do a lot of times. You just can't play the game like that. You got to get it to Joel either on the elbow or the block, and he has to make a quick decision. And if they bring a double, he has to kick it, and somebody else has to make a play or shoot a 3. So I think they did a good job. I think they did a good job of keeping up the pace and implementing Joel Embiid at the same time. And the balance of him and James Harden in this game was lethal. And if you can get that version of both of these players moving forward, you stand a chance. You stand a chance. I'm still not going to sit here and say the Sixers are going to look like this every game and we're going to beat the Boston Celtics in this series. We'll see what happens tomorrow. The playoffs are just, man, I can't handle it, bro. Like, I'm looking at, in the regular season, I look at the schedule and I'm like, oh, man, the Sixers don't play until the Sixers don't play tonight. You know what I mean? Oh, man, the Sixers don't play tonight. Well, oh, damn. In the playoffs, I'm like, thank God I don't have to watch that tonight. And I'm like, damn, they play tomorrow. Shit, I only get one day of peace before I put myself through this again. It shouldn't be like this, but it is. It's what we do to ourselves, you know? It's what we do to ourselves. A bunch of grown men throwing a ball into a hoop, and here we are, screaming and yelling about it. It is what it is. Yaji, thanks for the super chat. PJ getting in Embiid's ear was needed last night. Good call, man. Good call. And I would love to know what he said. I would absolutely love to know what he said in that moment. For those that didn't see the play, there was a play in the fourth quarter where Joel Embiid kicked the ball out to Tobias Harris twice in one possession. And Tobias pump faked a wide open shot, drove, kicked it back out. Joel got it back, and then he kicked it out to him again. And I don't remember if Tobias missed a bad floater or something, but PJ Tucker hustled, tipped the ball off of Robert Williams' hand or Jaylen Brown or somebody, and kept and the ball stayed in the Sixers' possession. And PJ walked right over to Embiid and got right in his ear. And I think he said, "Stop passing the ball." I think that's what he said. I think we need you to dominate. I loved every second of it. You haven't seen a player like that on this team. PJ Tucker, the intensity that he brings, the dog mentality. Yeah, I get pissed off when he won't shoot an open three. I call him pump fake PJ. I don't really slander him too much because his effort is incredible. It just sucks that he's only 6'5" and he gets beat on the boards even though he's given more effort than everyone else. But the dog mentality he brings, you haven't seen that in this team since 2001. No, they've been just a young team of inexperienced players and no veteran guy to say, what the fuck are you doing? Now, just imagine what would happen if Ben Simmons was drafted to this team and PJ Tucker was on the roster. It would have been ugly. Day one. Ben would have passed up an open three-pointer day one. 20 years old, rookie. And PJ would have been right in his face. You can either be the next LeBron James or you can be a nobody. Shoot the fucking ball. That would have been great. But we didn't have the luxury of that. Ben Simmons probably wouldn't have listened anyway because he's just the most narcissistic, self-centered maniac I've ever seen. But either way, it's nice to have a guy like PJ Tucker on the roster to get in people's faces and say, what are you doing, bro? Let's go. Let's do this. I think PJ Tucker maybe more important than anybody on this roster in that aspect, and maybe more important than the coaching staff. Cruciate, Bezos and per sources crying right now, 76ers trolls. I have no idea what that means. What else we got? A, how about Niang? He had a good game hitting those threes and a block shot. I was surprised, but I will give him his flowers. Niang is that. He's the most unathletic guy in the NBA. He's going to get beat on the rebounds. He's going to get beat defensively. He's going to get beat in transition. If he's not making threes, he can't even be on the floor. When he's making threes, he's making threes. Bang, bang, Niang was hitting threes last night. And, he contributes when he's making shots. If he's 0 for 5, you got to get him the hell out of there, man. If he's 0 for 5, you got to get him the hell out of there. Yeah. What else we got? Tobias Harris, man. If I had to guess, I would still say Tobias Harris is going to be the thorn in the side of this team. If I had to guess, it's hard for me to imagine that you can get to where you want to get to with a $39 million player playing the way that Tobias Harris is playing. I just, there's not much I can say anymore. But I will say this. He's been terrible so far in the Celtics series, as I predicted. The Brooklyn series, all the people are, you owe Tobias Harris an apology and all this stuff. Stop it. That wasn't even a playoff team that we were playing against. Congratulations, Tobias Harris. You showed up against a bad team once again. I need you to do it in the big moments. I need you to do it in the big games. And he's been horrendous in the Celtics series so far. But if we can get one, we're going to need somebody at some point. James and Joel are not going to score 35 apiece every game. We're going to need somebody very soon. If we can maybe get a good Tobias Harris game in Game 5, that would go a long way. If we could maybe get a really good Tyrese Maxey game in one of these games, that would go a long way. But Tobias, man, I just don't even know what to say anymore. I just don't. Just give me 15, bro. Give me 18. Give us a 22-point game, please. Where are you at, man? Where are you at? Tyrese Maxey, again, man, he's 22. He looks like a 22-year-old in the playoffs. I still think we're gonna get one of these breakout games from Tyrese Maxey at some point. I still think we're gonna get a Tyrese Maxey breakout game at some point in these playoffs. But I wasn't too frustrated with Maxey last night. I thought he was trying. I thought he was being aggressive. He got absolutely manhandled by Robert Williams on a fast break layup one time. There was a baseline drive where he tried to reverse it and forced it, and Jason Tatum got an easy block. He just, again, I think he's overthinking the game. He's not letting the game come to him. He's trying to plan out what he's going to do instead of just making a move and letting instincts take over and let your game speak for itself. But, he just looks inexperienced. He still just looks inexperienced. And he'll get there. He's 22. But I wasn't that upset with him last night because Joel and James Harden were dominating the game. So they got most of the shots. So he just tried to fit in where he could and put up shots when he could. I wasn't that. Joel and James were dominating. It's when James is having a terrible game or Joel's not having a good game, and then you need somebody else to step up. That's when I look at Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey and everybody else, and I say, we need something from somebody. We need something from somebody. Jason Tatum has a bad game. Jaylen Brown has a bad game. They get 25 from Derek White, or they get 25 from Malcolm Brogdon off the bench, or they get, you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see in Game 5. But Dave Drucker, I miss you streaming the game on YouTube. I always had a blast watching you during the game. Come into the playback stream, bro. It's free. Playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Click the link, and there I am. I don't understand. What's the obsession with YouTube? No, I'm not streaming on YouTube anymore because Playback pays me money. And I got bills to pay. But shout out to you, Dave. But yeah, come over to the Playback stream, man. Come over to the Playback stream. You don't have to log in with your TV provider, by the way. You can just come in there. You can come in there and you can watch the game on an illegal stream or on your TV or whatever you want to do. There's lots of people in there that don't have the TV provider signed in. Actually, I think half of the people in there don't have the TV provider signed in. So yeah, come on over. Anyway, what else we got, man? I think that's all I have for the game. Now, I do want to watch Doc Rivers' press conference, and I want to watch, I think, Joel Embiid's press conference, or James Harden's, or maybe we can find on Twitter just shorter versions of the press conferences so we don't have to watch the whole thing. That's what I like about Twitter. People post little clips. Reporters post little clips. You know what I mean? So we can get what we want. Speaking of reporters, John Clark said this. He said, Doc Rivers texted James Harden a song to listen to after struggling the last 2 games. You Know My Name by Tasha Cobbs Leonard. What? Hold on. This is not what I expected to hear.
Can you guys talk about... I mean, I think so. let me not get it wrong. I think the song is called. I'm on the way to the game and I get a text from Doc and I'm like, what's going on? Sorry. I don't want to.
What is that hat, bro?
Yeah, I think you know my name. It's a gospel song, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just tell my homies, let's play the song. It's a 7-minute song, but it's like I let the whole song play, and I'm like, all right, it got to be some kind of good juju in this song or whatever. However he's feeling, I want to feel like that. And I guess it works. So he texted to you? He texted to me for sure, and I put it on. Like, it's the first time he ever texted me a song, so I want to see how he was feeling.
Well, that's interesting. Just so that's the solution. Tucker looks so annoyed. That's the solution. That was it. Well, then play the song again, James. Play the song again. Have the John Howe, the kid that survived the terrible shooting, have him under the basket again. Make sure little baby's there wearing your jersey. Which, by the way, I'm not going to make a comment on that. I'm just saying. You don't really ever see James with a significant other. You don't really ever see a little baby with it. Whatever it takes for you to play the way you played last night, keep it going. Keep it going. You guys are telling me to chill, but bro, have you ever seen a grown man show up to a game with another man's jersey on? And it just looks like, yeah, I'm here to, never mind. We'll talk about that after the season. But whatever it takes for you to, play the best game. Have your favorite rapper there. Have your favorite, Anyway, what else we got, man? Here from James Harden, Joel Embiid's Doc Rivers on James game-winning 3. What does that say? Oh, NBC 10. What is NBC 10? Do people watch TV, bro? Doc Rivers, Jason Tatum's 3 was awful. That wasn't called a foul. Did you think it was a push-off? It was a push-off. Doc couldn't believe Tatum wasn't called for a foul on this play. Is this the one on Tyrese? Yeah, it is. And this is what I talk about a lot with Tyrese Maxey from time to time. Let me get it up here real quick so we can show it. Wait, where'd it go? What is that? That's not it. What is that? Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, let's get it up here real quick so we can get it, so we can see it clearly. Doc said this.
Jason Tatum's 3 was awful that wasn't called.
This is, it's sad that this is what you have to do in the NBA, but you have to learn how to sell calls because that's awful. A big-time push-off. And Maxey keeps his balance because he's trying to play defense, because he's an honest, hardworking player, and coming up through the game and through learning the game in his childhood, he always learned to play hard every single possession.
Jason Tatum's 3 was awful that wasn't called.
So he keeps his balance right here and gets and tries to continue to play defense. Sadly, in the NBA, you have to fall over right here. You have to dive into the first row. Marcus Smart would have been in the parking lot if this was him on this defensive play.
Awful. Did you? Did you think it was a push-off? I'm asking you. No, be committed. Did you think it was a push-off? It was a push-off. You can't, and the reason it bugged me because at the end of the game, there were the touch fouls. Jason Tatum has a 360 foul.
I agree, Doc.
Marcus Smart and Tuck gets tangled up. Touch foul. So we're going to call it that way. then you have to call that. To me, that you got to call that play. I know it's a big play.
Well, Doc, you know what it is. The NBA wants Lakers Celtics, man. You know what it is.
And I'm a big fan of refs not deciding, but that could have decided the game.
Speaking of that, the Marcus Smart, the one that he talked about, him and PJ got tangled up. The one that he talked about, him and PJ got tangled up, and that was just an absolute touch foul. And then the flop on the charge on Joel Embiid was just ridiculous, and I'm going to find it here in a second. Marcus Smart flop. FLO, does that work? No results for FLO. Marcus Smart flop video. Oh man, look at that one. Was this in this series?
From a point guard.
What a loser. Where's the one on Embiid, man? Oh, I remember this one. He tried to decide game one right here. Or was this last night? 105-105 in the fourth. Oh, this is the one where he got tied up with PJ Tucker. Look at this garbage. In a 105-105 playoff game in the fourth quarter, they gave Marcus Smart free throws right here. What? Number 50 official should be fined for this. People don't pay tickets, buy jerseys, drive to the game, spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to be part of this, to watch stuff like this decide a playoff game. Come on, man. And he got free throws out of that. And they went up, what, one? And then James had to come down, hit the floater to tie it, to save it. I don't remember what happened, but that's terrible. I need the one on Joel. Here it is. Wait, no, that... Another one a couple of games ago. Last game. Look at this garbage. Look at this garbage, man. I hate when they call these because, look, this is a defensive foul. Why do NBA officials not realize this? Why do NBA officials not know this? This is a defensive foul. If you're leaning over top of the defender, impeding his movement, preventing him from moving in a normal basketball motion, if you're stopping his basketball motion with a part of your body, it's a defensive foul. But because he leans in, puts his face right here in the shoulder, Joel does a very normal turn with the shoulder and Smart jumps onto the floor. They got to get this out of the game, dude. They have to get this out of the game. Why can't I find the one from last night? Marcus Smart charge. It's got to be here. I need it. I need it because it was pathetic. Where is it? This is it right here. Here it is. Like here. Joel drives. Smart comes up, tries to take a charge. Now, look, how did they review this in slow motion and call this a charge? He's in position right here. He's in legal guarding position right here. Maybe I can move this over here and get... no, that didn't work. Oh, I messed it up. There it is. Okay. He's in legal guarding position right here. Joel tries to avoid him. He slides over and leans into him, creating contact with an offensive player who's moving to the side to avoid it. And then he falls back. There's just no way that's a charge. There's just no way this is a charge. The offensive player has to make contact with the defensive player that's substantial enough for him to be knocked to the ground. You can't lean into a player that's moving to the side and jump backwards. And I know that it's strategy, and I know that it's... What happened to my screen back here, bro? I know that it's strategy, and I know that, there's ways that you try to win a game. But guys like Marcus Smart consistently trying to win playoff games by doing stuff like this is grimy. It's just grimy, bro. That's really how you want to win the game. You really want to be in a 105-105 game and go around a screen and just dive onto the floor to try to get a charge call so you can get free throws to win the game? That's whack as dude. I don't like it. Marcus Smart and Kyle Lowry, the two guys that I can't stand. And you can say what you want about Joel Embiid and James Harden. Do they sell calls? Hell yeah. But it's stuff like that. Trying to sneak in there, lean up, and manipulate the officials for a charge call to win a game. Pathetic. And I'm glad twice it happened at the end there. Three times. The Jason Tatum push off the call on Smart around that screen, and then the call right here after a review, they called this a charge. Pathetic. Marcus Smart and Kyle Lowry, the two guys, bro. Do you remember when one time Kyle Lowry came into an all-star game and started taking charges, and the people in the stands were booing? This guy came into an all-star game and started flopping. Go somewhere with that garbage, man. Play the game. What the hell? What else we got, man? We wanna let's just go Sixers. See what's up here. We'll run down the Sixers top topics after the game, and then we'll get up out of here, man. Harden with John Howe after the game.
Game 6. You gotta come back.
Yeah.
What you got going on with your schedule is? Game 6, you gotta be back here.
Yes.
Cause you the good luck charm for real.
Yes.
I kept thinking about it.
That's the new 76ers sixth man right there, man. Give him the jersey. Alan Harowitz, you are being replaced.
No, thank you. Thank you. Nah. Like we talked about last time, every day, right?
Yeah.
Every day is an opportunity to get better. You know what I mean? Mentally.
You said the Sixers can't beat Boston. You're wrong. Clown, 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 clown. Hey, listen, man. Yeah, I don't think they can beat Boston in a 7-game series. That's my honest opinion. Did I say the Sixers are going to get swept in this series? No, I don't think I said that. Also, I need you to learn how to have a sports conversation. You little dorks that constantly on the internet every single day call someone a clown or a loser or an idiot or whatever because they have a different opinion than you. You just don't. Do you have any friends? Have you ever been in a social situation? Have you ever talked to someone outside of your mom's basement? I don't understand it. Have you ever had a disagreement with anybody in life? Is this how you have conversations? I'm tired of you little trolls, man. And I know it's not going to go away because I've done what I've done on YouTube. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. But also, if you're going to try to do this, bro, at least get your grammar right. It's YOU''RE, okay? So less clown emojis, more learning how proper English grammar, okay? So go back to school and then come back and talk to me. And now I hid you from the channel so you can type your little heart out every single video whenever you want. And nobody will ever see what you're saying. Joke's on you. But I just don't understand it. I got basketball friends. I got friends that we talk sports all the time. We yell at each other. What are you talking about, bro? Are you serious? You really think Jalen Hurts is not top 3 in the NFL after doing this? No, it's Patrick Mahomes is the MVP because of this. We yell at each other, but it's called having sports conversation. We don't call each other clowns and idiots and dumbass and tell, I can't hang out with that guy, bro. He just keeps saying that this, and this. Like, you learn how to associate with people that think differently than you. That's why you don't have any friends, because you can't associate with people that don't think exactly like you. Anyway, yeah, that's the new Sixers 6-man, man. I agree with that. But you're 36 though, DJ. What the fuck does that mean? I'm done reading the chat, bro. Chat's out of here. Fuck you guys, dude. But you're 36. What? What? Anyway, listen, this has been Run It Back Philly, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate the amount of people that come in these streams and what you guys have been doing by, just showing love and spreading the word and just making the show what it is. And I'm sorry that at the end of the show, sometimes I look at the chat and I read some troll comments. I shouldn't be focusing on them. I should be focused on the people that enjoy the content and show love and, contribute to the show. But I will say this, as we continue to get, 500, 600, 700 people in the shows, the best way for you to stand out from the trolls is to become a member of the channel. You get the little badge next to your name. It goes a long way. I see I look at the chat, I see the little badge, and I know that that's somebody that's not a complete little troll, annoying 12-year-old that's going to say something. So, if you want to stand out in the chat, it sucks that it is this way, but the only way to do it really is to become a member of the channel or super chat when you want to comment. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I look at the chat and I just see some of the dumbest things you could possibly imagine. And it just triggers me, man. Rah! But thanks for tuning in. Go Sixers. James Harden, I hope you can do what you did last night again. And I hope Joel continues to look healthy. And if they don't get that from those two guys, somebody else is going to have to step up. I don't really have faith in the rest of this team to step up. So we're going to need James Harden and Joel Embiid to be the best versions of themselves for 2 more games. Let's do it. We out.